Some nights, the city feels like it's trying to wash itself away. The rain wasn't just falling. It was a relentless, freezing wall of water driving against the glass of my fifth-floor apartment. I was about to close the blinds to shut out the storm and the darkness when a tiny, unnatural movement caught my eye. Down below my window, jutting out over the sheer drop to the concrete street, is an old, rusted canvas awning. It's slick, it's torn, and it offers absolutely no safety. And right there, clinging to the edge of that flimsy fabric, was a fragile little life. She was so small, practically swallowed by the shadows and the driving rain. A tiny calico kitten. Her fur, which I could just make out had patches of gray and pale orange, was completely plastered to her shivering frame. She was huddled into a tight ball, her little white paws gripping the slippery canvas with a desperate, failing strength. Every time the wind howled, the awning shook violently, and she would flatten herself even more, her eyes wide with a terror I will never forget. Looking down, there was nothing but a 50-foot drop into the unforgiving city night. She had nowhere to go. No mother calling for her, just the cold, the dark, and the very real edge of the world. I don't know how she fell there. I just knew that if I didn't do something right this second, the storm would claim her. My heart was pounding in my chest as I slowly, agonizingly slowly, reached for the window latch. The moment I pushed the glass open, the roaring sound of the storm filled the room, and a blast of freezing wind hit my face. Down on the awning, the little kitten flinched. She shrank back, her tiny pink nose trembling. The little inverted white V on her face smeared with rain and dirt. She looked up at me, and in the dim yellow glow of the streetlights, I saw her eyes. They were a striking yellowish green, and they were filled with sheer panic. I knew I had one chance. If I startled her, if I moved too quickly, she might step backward into the empty air. I had to project absolute calm, even though my hands were shaking. I leaned out into the biting rain, extending my arms as far as they would go. "It's okay," I whispered into the wind, hoping the tone of my voice would reach her beneath the thunder. "I'm not going to hurt you. Just hold on." Inch by inch, I lowered my hands toward her. She watched me, paralyzed by fear and exhaustion. The cold was radiating off her tiny body. As my fingertips finally brushed against her wet fur, she flinched, squeezing her eyes shut. She was waiting for the final blow. She was waiting for the end. But instead of danger, she felt warmth. I gently slid my hands under her freezing, trembling belly. She weighed absolutely nothing. She was just skin, bone, and a fading heartbeat. With agonizing care, I lifted her off that treacherous canvas. She didn't fight. She didn't scratch. She was completely spent, surrendering to whatever fate I was bringing her. I pulled her through the window, out of the howling wind, and into the quiet safety of my room. The moment we were inside, I slammed the window shut, cutting off the storm. The silence in the apartment was deafening, broken only by the sound of her tiny, raspy breaths. I had a thick, dry towel ready on the wooden floor. I laid her down gently and wrapped it around her, creating a soft, warm cocoon. She lay there, entirely motionless, her yellowish-green eyes half closed, staring blankly at the floorboards. She was in deep shock. I I sat beside her, gently rubbing the towel over her soaked fur. As the water began to absorb, I could see her true colors emerging. A brilliant white chest, little white socks on her paws, and a beautiful, distinct patch of pale orange just above her left eye. She was beautiful, but she was so incredibly broken. For the first hour, she didn't move. I brought a small dish of warm milk and a syringe, kneeling beside her. I carefully parted the towel, exposing her little white muzzle. Drop by drop, I placed the warm liquid on her tongue. At first, she just let it sit there. But then a primal instinct kicked in. She swallowed. Then she swallowed again. With every drop, it was as if a tiny spark was being reignited inside her chest. She was too weak to stand, too exhausted to even lift her head. But she was drinking. She was choosing to live. That first night, I didn't sleep. I stayed on the floor right beside her, keeping the room warm, keeping my hand gently resting on her side, so she knew she wasn't alone. Sometime around 3 a.m., the trembling finally stopped. Her breathing deepened, becoming slow and rhythmic. And then, I felt it. A vibration so faint, I almost missed it. Underneath my palm, this tiny, rescued soul began to purr. It was a broken, raspy sound, but it was the most beautiful music I had ever heard. It was the sound of a wall coming down. It was the sound of trust. The road to recovery wasn't instant. The next few days were a delicate dance of patience. We named her Hazel. For the first 2 days, Hazel hid beneath the sofa, her wide, cautious eyes watching my every move from the shadows. The trauma of that night on the awning had left a deep mark on her. She expected the world to be cold and unforgiving. I spent hours just sitting on the floor, reading a book, ignoring her, letting her realize that my presence didn't mean danger. Slowly, the magic started to happen. It began with a single white paw stepping out from under the couch. Then, a curious sniff of the air. When I offered her a small bowl of fresh food, she didn't bolt. She crept forward, her belly low to the ground, and took her first bite out in the open. I didn't reach for her. I just let her have her victory. By the end of the first week, the Hazel I saw on that freezing awning was gone. The matted, filthy fur had been replaced by a stunning, incredibly soft coat. Her white chest was pristine, and the gray tabby and pale orange patches on her back looked vibrant and full of life. But the biggest change wasn't physical. It was in her eyes. The terror had melted away, replaced by a bright, inquisitive spark. I remember the morning everything changed completely. Sunlight was streaming through the very window I had pulled her through. The storm was a distant memory. I was sitting on the floor, and Hazel walked right up to me. She didn't hesitate. She didn't shrink back. She climbed right into my lap, circled twice, and collapsed into a comfortable, trusting ball of fur. She looked up at me, that little orange patch above her eye catching the sunlight, and she let out a loud, rumbling purr. She wasn't just surviving anymore, she was thriving. She started to play, chasing shadows across the living room floor, her clumsy kitten paws skidding on the wood. She discovered the joy of a warm blanket, the safety of a full bowl, and the comfort of being held. Every time I looked at her, I thought about how close she came to becoming just another tragic whisper in the storm. I thought about how easy it would have been to just close the blinds that night. But looking at Hazel now, chasing a toy mouse with reckless abandon, radiating pure joy, I know that every second of fear, every ounce of effort was worth it. We often think we are the ones saving them. We reach out our hands, we pull them from the cold, and we offer them a home. But the truth is, the transformation goes both ways. Watching a broken spirit heal, seeing fear turn into unconditional love, it changes you. Hazel reminded me that no matter how dark the storm gets, no matter how deep the drop seems, a single act of compassion can rewrite an entire destiny. She was a tiny, forgotten life, trembling on the edge of the world, and now she is the absolute center of mine. She found her safe haven, her forever home. And as she curls up to sleep in the warm sunlight, safe, loved, and beautifully alive, I know her real journey has only just begun.